Növbəti qonağımız Kolumbiyanın Xarici İşlər Naziri cənab Luis Gilberto Murillo'dur. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for this opportunity interview for Azerbaijan National Television. Of course, it is interesting your expectations from this international event in Baku.
Well, the expectation that we have in Colombia, first, let me say that we are very pleased with the hospitality of Baku and Azerbaijan, and your people have been fantastic. I had the opportunity to live in Baku many years ago, and it's people that are very open to newcomers, and also they are people that really show their hospitality in every aspect of what they do. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for your leadership on climate issues, organizing the COP29 that has been fantastic. The expectation of Colombia is that we get serious about climate. We are not just in a climate crisis, we are in the middle of a climate emergency. Let me give you one example of my country. President Petro was supposed to be here today, and just yesterday we were hit by very serious rainy season, and a lot of big flooding in our country, including my own region, and he was forced to cancel his visit to Baku to participate in the COP29. So we are in the middle of emergency, not just a crisis, it's a climate emergency, and we need to get serious in terms of putting the funding and the implementation mechanism to really respond to this challenge, which is the main challenge of humanity. We are talking about existential challenge, and we need to respond in that way. And our expectation is that here in Baku, in Azerbaijan, we really provide the necessary funding and access to countries to respond to this.
Yeah, necessary is that financial aid, for example, to little small countries. And Azerbaijan Republic also, like as chairman of this COP29, has already proposed his proposals about the help to small island countries. What's your opinion, Mr. Minister, about this initiative of our country?
I think that that's fair. Colombia support, obviously, given a special treatment and condition to small island states. That's necessary. They are at risk and they have very little institutional capacity. But we need to add some criteria. Additional criteria are needed. For example, you need to include criteria that take into account the climate ambition of countries, not necessarily, and not only their institutional capacity. So this is what Colombia also is saying. We have a very high ambition in terms of responding to climate, in terms of responding to mitigation, adaptation, and energy transition. But instead of getting more funding and more access to funding, what you get is some punishment. So that needs to change, because we need to move from a vicious circle of implementing climate solution to a really virtuous circle.
Here is the great role of responsibility, engagement of so big states, superpowers, for example, USA, France, etc. What do you think? They understand their responsibility in front of humanity, because you know, some with some pretext, sometimes they are refusing from these responsibilities.
Well, the global north understand very well their responsibility. This is not a problem that we created. They are the big emitters of greenhouse gas emissions. They are the responsible. But they need to move from rhetoric, really, to implementing concrete solutions and putting the funding on the table. That needs to be based on a framework of climate justice that is connected with economic and financial justice to those countries that have been affected. This is why the Fund for Loss and Damage is very important. and they need to provide the necessary resources for that kind of funding.
Yeah, I know you are in hurry, Mr. Minister, but just in the end of our program, we have tradition. We give the floor to our guests to directly address to our people, viewers. Please, the floor is yours.
Well, in addressing the global community, my main message is that we need to take all the measures to respond to the climate emergency that we are going through. The planet and the humanity is really at risk. This is an existential threat, and we need to respond with global measures to give a sense of urgency, because otherwise, really we are getting out of time, and the humanity really is at risk.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for your interview to our program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Əziz tamaşaçılar, Kolumbiyanın Xarici İşlər Naziri proqramımıza verdiyi müsahibədə qeyd etdi ki, hazırda yəni iqlimlə bağlı kritik vəziyyət deyil, fövqəladə vəziyyət mövcuddur. Ona görə də bu emergency situation dediyi odur ki, yəni bütün ölkələr bu fövqəladə vəziyyətdən çıxmaq üçün güclərini birləşdirməlidirlər. Bakıdakı bu tədbirdən böyük gözləntiləri var. Sadəcə buraya toplaşıb hansısa fikirləri söyləmək yetərli deyil. Konkret olaraq addımlar atılması çox vacibdir. Xüsusilə də böyük ölkələrin üzərinə vəzifələr düşür. Azərbaycanın kiçik ada dövlətlərinə dəstək vermə təşəbbüsünü isə Kolumbiyalı nazir yüksək qiymətləndirdi. Vacib bir təşəbbüs olduğunu vurğuladı. Həmçinin də ölkəmizə minnətdarlıq etdi ki, həm qonaqpərvərliyə görə, eyni zamanda COP29-un yüksək səviyyədə təşkili üçün. Beləliklə, Luis Gilberto Murillo bizim qonağımız oldu. Kolumbiyanın Xarici İşlər Naziri bir daha təşəkkür etmək istəyirik. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister.